Alright, some of you already have questions about the alignment through all of this, through all these gears to the bearings and out the other side, and having this all line up with the motor gears down there. Basically measure from the top down and from the back in of where you want in relation, from here to here. And looking at the model, you just kind of figure out where you want that from there, from the top down, and from the back in. I wish mine was a little bit shorter. This needs to actually be sitting down here a little bit to give it, they're relatively close, but due to the room and how I have this configured, I cannot drop it down, cannot drop this whole piece down any further. So that's where it ended up at. So do the measurements here, then do the same measurements on the other side. And I just, once you figured it out, drill a hole right here. Disregard these old holes. That's where I originally had the motors connected to. You can see the 3 points on the motor down there, but I geared it up a little bit. So now you have your two outsides marked off, down from the top and from the side in. This center here, you basically find the center of the hole here and try to figure it out from the back here to the center there, and use straight edges such as, where's it at? Oh, here it is. Improvise pieces here, and then you can measure from here down, and you can figure out where you need to position that. Also try to, once you get that, imagine an arrow sliding all the way from here all the way over there. You're going to have basically a straight line. It's definitely not easy. As you can see here, when I put in my holes, I made them a little bit bigger than what it should be. I'm talking about, this center hole here. That allowed me for adjustments. And I did the same thing on the other side here. As you can see, I thought it was relatively lined up, but it ended up pushing it all the way over to this edge, so that's where that straight line comes in. Also, when I did it, the shaft was a solid shaft all the way through, but in order for these to work independent, I split it right down the middle here, and there's a piece of metal that's holding as a bracket here, and it also keeps them separated now. But it was one solid piece, so use that one solid piece before you cut it, your shaft. So you keep it the shaft solid all the way across. And another way of doing it is just mount the bearings out here and the bearings over here. Don't worry about these yet. With it solid, just slide them on there. Then you're able to see exactly where it needs to go as well. Then you can take your measurements wherever you line it up at. Not sure if that answers your questions or not, but hopefully it's the best answer I could provide you. I mean, it's all about making adjustments, trial and error, which I'd done that many times on this model. So if you still have any more questions or anything, just drop a comment, and we'll see if we can revisit this and show you how it's done in a different way. Alright, these sprockets here, I bought these online at McMaster Car. And if you do a search for McMasterCar.com, then you'll see these in there. You just gotta search for them. It's also where I bought the chain, all the bearings, so you could get them there. One thing about these, you gotta make sure when you mount them on here is that, first of all, that this is in line with the wheel, which is in line with everything else. So, you know, you guys center up the actual sprocket part with this. So to do that, it has set screws inside here. The ones that came with it are really small, so I went and bought some a little bit bigger ones. They're actually about a 1/2 inch long. These are a 1/4 inch, so just, you know, slide some bigger ones in there. And if you don't really get a good torque on it, the shaft will just spin inside here and not do anything. So some of it actually, you know, took the file to and filed a flat spot actually on here. That gave it a good holding spot for these lock screws, nuts, or whatever you call them, to sit against. And that's the same thing for all of these in here.